What's up everyone, MK Tom Brady here. So in this video, I want to talk about how today is the most important patch in the entire lifespan of Mortal Kombat 1, in my opinion. Today we get Janet Cage, one of the most highly anticipated cameo releases in the game thus far. Now, one thing I want NetherRealm to notice is that when you release a new character, even if that character is John Cena, you see almost 0.0 spike in player interest and viewership on Twitch, and people online don't really come back that much, and the tournament account certainly doesn't even budge. This is because a single character only has the power to affect that single character. However, a new cameo, you will notice that there will be a I don't want to say significant, but you'll notice that the interest does spike a little bit more. And that's because a cameo can affect multiple characters. The way they play, maybe they do something different, maybe they do something better. And there's a chance to get away from that striker, Goro, etc. meta that we've seen for the longest time, that is basically a spin-off of what people were doing with Cyrax. And I really want to just let you guys know that even though a lot of people are calling for, well, oh my gosh, I hope they come for Kenshi. I saw a lot of tweets saying, I hope they come for Raiden. I hope they came for Johnny Cage. Now we just got two more to come for. That's the worst possible way to think about it. If they do that, if they, in this patch, take Raiden and Kenshi and kind of like lop their head off here, well then, my friend, that is the end of the game. However, what we should hope for are changes to multiple cameos so that they can do so much more and characters can do so much more. See, we want characters to synergize, not be standardized. And let me give you an example of that. A character like Sub-Zero, people say to me, oh, Tom, this is OD with Chameleon. And then I watch it and I go, okay, full screen slide into Katana. Well, that's just full screen special into assist. Every character does that with multiple assists. Every character certainly does that with the Katana part of Chameleon. Slide hits into Katana fan lift, into combo. Well, that's pretty much every single character that can do special into Katana fan lift, into combo. Or, low into Melina instead of double low. Or Melina instead of the low for a mix. Well, every character that has a low can do low into Melina or just regular Melina as a 50-50. And the Jade stuff, again, is pretty much standard the way most characters use her. So this is called standardizing a character to play like the other characters to make them better. This is not really called synergizing. A character like Raiden would be something that synergizes because you could use Kano, because Kano comes back much quicker than some of the other cameos for continuous pressure, jailing after Storm Cell, things like that. You can use Goro, even though he does not come back as fast, and get plus frame after Storm Cell into a launcher if it hits. Or you can use Darius and still get Storm Cell into Darius and kind of keep your turn here. And there's a few things you can do with this, even though Darius does come back a little slower. You can do knockdown into Storm Cell, which obviously completely negates all wake up to keep it, and then Darius to keep your turn. You can set up situations where Darius is out and then you have low first, or it's going to be the Darius overhead, and you have 50-50 scenarios where both options will combo. There are things that you can do, so many things with Raiden, because Raiden's Storm Cell synergizes with multiple characters in how you want to do it. Do you want mix? Do you want the launcher? Do you want the more pressure based on a consistent basis because Kano comes back faster? Kenshi is something very similar. Kenshi uses the Sub-Zero assist. You can use Frost as well, but Sub-Zero seems to synergize better because also you become immune to projectiles. You have that option. And it'll synergize him to synergize with himself. That's the cool thing about Kenshi. It's an assist game. He uses his assist in a lot of ways to set up situations where he calls out Sento, and then Sento becomes the assist. So in an assist game, he uses his spirit as the assist. It's a really cool take on it. And he synergizes with himself, which is why he's so good, because he synergizes with himself more so than he does any other cameo. That's why you just mainly see Sub-Zero being picked with him. But because he has that synergy with himself in general, he is very, very powerful. Taking these things away is not the answer. The answer is allowing more assists, and hopefully we get that in this patch, to actually synergize to allow characters to do more things. And of course, it wouldn't hurt if they buffed up some of these specials to be more powerful so that they could synergize more. What I know is, in this game, they have nerfed Kung Lao several times. They have nerfed Striker, they have nerfed Goro, they have nerfed several cameos. They haven't come for Chameleon yet. And hopefully they do not. However, even though you see these cameos nerfed, you still see them used more than all the other cameos, which just tells you most of the cameos in this game are so garbage that even when they continuously nerf the meta cameos, people are still going to use them because they allow you to do what you were doing in the Cyrex meta. And it just shows the other cameos are so garbage that even doing lesser versions, significantly less since they've nerfed those other cameos, doesn't matter. That stuff is still better than any other cameo in the game, and which is why the game has had no evolution. So if they power up all the cameos and bring at least one special, maybe more, of every character up to the level of like a Cento or a Storm Cell, this is how the game is meant to be played. If I look at Raiden, I say this is how the game is meant to be played. Why isn't everyone doing this? Not, well, why isn't everyone doing down one and throw or full screen move into assist? And, no, that's not what I say. I would like to see, hopefully in this patch, one, Janet Cage do a lot more than, same thing as, the Striker meta, only, plug in Janet Cage, because I don't want it to be something where they nerf the other cameos so that they can sell Janet Cage and say, oh, now you can go back to doing what you were doing as frequently as you were doing it if you pay for Janet. I hope they're not going that route. And I'm going to give them some benefit of the doubt here. I know you guys always tell me I crush them. I'm going to give them some benefit of the doubt. I think that this patch will buff up some cameos. There might be some... I don't think that they're going to come for Raiden and Kenshi here. I'm hoping that they know enough to buff several things around characters and change at least a few cameos. Rome wasn't built in a day, and I don't expect them to build it in a day. But a step forward is where I'm expecting the game to go today, and hopefully it will keep the game moving in a positive direction. I want you guys all to know I am giving NRS the benefit of the doubt here. So if this doesn't happen and everyone is, disappointed, I was hoping for more, don't come to me and say, that Tom was being negative. You see, I am being positive about this, and I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt, and I'm letting you guys know that, if this ends up happening and ends up being a trend going forward, the game will start to go into the place that I think we all want to see it go. If they go the opposite route and take from Raiden and take from Kenshi, I can't see that happening. I mean, at a certain point, I'm just going to say they can read the room and know, okay, well, the feedback to taking from Johnny and the other cameos was not very good, and the fact that we've taken from so many cameos, they still keep playing them because they're still better than every other cameo in the game. I'm thinking they will notice that, and now that they have had the time to, they got rid of the moving before the round, they got rid of the DC issue, which apparently took up a significant amount of time. Now they've had time to actually make some impactful changes, and let's see what those changes are. But as always, let me know what you guys think in the comments. I will be streaming Janet Cage today, so you guys can come by and check that out. But I am really hoping for some impactful patch notes here. I mean, in my previous video, I said, NetherRealm, please give me something to talk about besides things that are going wrong. And I'm really hoping that this patch is a first in allowing us to do that. But as always, let me know what you guys think. Do you think Janet Cage is going to be really good? Is she going to change the game in ways that other cameos do not? Do you think they're going to change some of the cameos? today? Do you think they're going to buff up some cameos, some characters? Let me know in the comments. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more content.